Hey, BubbaTac here, and this video is going to be about my Remington 1100 12 gauge semi-auto shotgun tactical build project. Before I start talking about that, just a little bit of background on this particular shotgun. This is a Remington 1100 black synthetic. These were manufactured between 1996 and 2005 for about 9 years, and then they were replaced in the product line by the Remington 1187 Sportsman black synthetic, which is basically the same thing but with a Magnum 3-inch chamber and the 1187's gas system over the 1100. This particular model also, as you can see there, features the J-lock, and the J-locks were on Remington shotguns from the end of 2003 to the end of 2004, so for about 3 years. So this particular shotgun, at least the receiver stock and fore-end and magazine and whatnot, was manufactured sometime in 2002, 2003, or 2004. So that kind of helped me narrow down when it was manufactured, because the way you tell how when a Remington shotgun was manufactured is from the date code right here on the barrel. But these originally came with a 2 3/4 vent rib barrel with rim chokes, and this is actually a fixed choke barrel. This is a improved cylinder barrel, aftermarket, but it is a Remington barrel, which is not original to this shotgun. And this, according to this date code on this particular barrel, was manufactured probably in 1971, 1972, something like that. So it's not the original barrel, so I had to use the information I had on when these particular 1100s were made and when that J-lock was on them to figure out when they were manufactured. Either way, it's you can get really old 1100s since they've been in production for like over 50-60 years, and then you can get relatively new manufactured ones like this, and they're a great value, which is the whole reason why I bring up the back history on this particular shotgun. This particular one I got at a pawn shop in the configuration you see now for $300. What I'd like to kind of accomplish with this build is a 12 gauge semi-automatic tactical shotgun using this particular Remington 1100. So one thing to keep in mind is that Remington 1100s, as you well know, are in 2 3/4 only. That's no big deal to me. Needing them to be, some of them are made with Magnum receivers, but for the most part they are just 2 3/4. That, like I said, is no big deal to me. That's what I plan on shooting with it, but you might want to be aware of that. Maybe look for 1187 or something along those lines if you're needing it to be a Magnum. But for me, it's no big deal. What I'd like to do is replace this 26-inch hunting barrel that's on there, this fixed choke barrel. It's a very nice utility type barrel, useful for shooting trap or skeet or something like that, if you don't mind the improved cylinder bore that it actually fixed choke that it has with it, bead sight and everything. But I'd like something a bit shorter, and I'd like rifle sights. So that's one modification I'm going to do to it. The actual synthetic furniture that it came with was one reason why I actually got it, because I was planning on, if it did have wood, even though I really do like the look of wood, I'd have to replace those. But you don't have to on these. These came with the speed feed. I can't remember what mark number it was, but they came with the speed feed back in the early 2000s, the fore-end and the stock. So those are good to go. In the future, because I really don't care for the J-lock, I may replace that with a jumbo head safety, but for now it's okay. Then we'll be swapping out the shell lifter for an extended latch model from Remington. I really don't care for the 3-gun ones that they make that hang all down here and everything. I just don't care for them. They're nice and everything, and they're very utilitarian, very nice. But I'll just go with the standard tactical one that they put on the 1187 Police from Remington, because I like it. We'll also be replacing the charging handle with a choked charging handle, which gives you a lot better purchase on it. And we'll be putting a Remington factory plus 3 magazine extension on there, which will give us a total of 7 rounds. Why do I want to do this modification, these modifications, just to give you an idea of them? I'm a big believer that when you purchase a real nice old shotgun like an 1100 and it's got the wood furniture on there and a real nice barrel and it's got a lot of history to it, there's that part of me that really just wants to keep it the way it is, which is kind of why I went with this particular 1100, because it's not very old and it just comes with synthetic furniture and it comes with their standard matte finish. You know, it doesn't have any high gloss in it or a chromed look or e-nickel, I can't remember what they used, bolt. It just has these very subdued colors to it, and it even came with it didn't even come with the original barrel, it came with an aftermarket barrel. So that's kind of why I went with it, because I don't feel bad about taking an old classic shotgun and decking it out with the bells and whistles or anything like that. But to that end, not really going for all the bells and whistles. I just want some items on there that'll increase its utility if I want to use it for shooting competition, like 3-gun or just 2-gun or shotgun matches, or for potentially for home defense or as a truck gun, because it was so affordable. And these components that I was actually saying I want to put into it are very affordable, as you'll well see here in a little bit. But those are the reasons why I wanted to do it. And specifically for the components, you get the shorter barrel, which gives you a lot more of a compact shotgun overall, and then you get the rifle sights, which give you the accuracy, and then you get the upgraded charging handle, which if you've ever used one of these in any sort of situation where you had to really rack it hard, it's kind of hard to grab onto and get a real good purchase if your hands are slippery or if it's real cold outside or real wet outside or something of that nature. So having an increased size bolt charging handle would be nice. Also, the one I'm getting actually allows you to wrap your hand over the top of the receiver, so you can actually use your left hand without taking your right hand off of the shotgun, which allows you to use it ambidextrously, which is a nice feature as well. And these shell latches that come from the factory are real small, which isn't a big deal if you're using a hunting shotgun, but if you would like to chamber actually load around in the magazine smartly, it's really hard to do. And it never hurts to add rounds, which is a nice thing to have that magazine extension.